Tracy Stillman. Today at 11 a.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Live and local with Tom Azelby on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Welcome to the Tom Azelby Show here on Philadelphia 1210 WPHT every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. I will also be on Tuesday and Wednesday doing the 3 to 6 show, so you can catch me there on the drive time, I think they used to call it, or the evening drive time. So I'll be doing that this Tuesday and Wednesday, 3 to 6. We got Jared Clapper producing today. How are you, Jared?
I'm doing good, Tom. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you, my brother. You can listen on the Odyssey app, iHeart, or you can stream it on YouTube. Call-in number is 855-839-1210. The Weekend Crew, Phil Omquist, This Week in Music History, every Saturday night, 11 to 1 a.m. We got Barry Sable and Friends tomorrow, every Sunday at 10 a.m. Barry's guest is Justin Murphy. He's running in the primary to be selected to run against Democratic Senator Cory Booker. My guest coming up in a little bit is Joshua Klein from the Breitbart News Network. I like Breitbart. They focus on stories that the legacy media ignores, or if they do tell the story, they spin it in a certain way. Breitbart probably has their spin, but it's a nice balance. And to be honest with you, I don't think they spin it that much. They kind of just tell you what's going on. They tell you what the left doesn't want you to hear. So I do use them as one of my resources, and I love having their writers on the show because they're good, they're creative, they think outside the box. So Joshua has been with Breitbart since 2015. He's got a very interesting background, too, as far as how he's involved in the early Trump 2016 election, and then he was involved in Florida writing about it, but obviously rooting for the side that we root for, and that's the MAGA side. Unless you're listening and you don't agree, maybe you're listening to get a different opinion this morning. But anyway, he's got a pretty interesting history, and I'm looking forward to talking to him. The big thing I want to talk about, this is something that I want to focus on this morning, is what was going at the Delaney Center it's the illegal migrant center in Newark, New Jersey. And Governor Mikey Sherrill and Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey, Andy Kim, our senator, showed up on Memorial Day for this protest outside the ICE Center. Jared, throw that picture up that I sent over to you, and this is a picture of ICE agents with pretty significant bites on their arms. That happened from a gentleman named John Blanche. He's 26. He's from Madison, New Jersey. What I've learned is he has high-functioning autism, and he was arrested for child porn at one point a few years ago, allegedly. And I think allegedly he failed out of Kutztown. I haven't been able to confirm all this, but this is what I'm reading in the news about him. So this person who has serious issues is the one I think that provided some of the bites that Jared, my producer, just posted up if you're watching the live stream. And I'm not here to disparage this young man who has a serious mental health issue, but I am here this morning to disparage Governor Mikey Sherrill and New Jersey Senator Andy Kim. And I really can't wait to get into this. Basically, what we're seeing again is Democrat leadership inspiring people with emotional issues to do crazy stuff. And now they're doing crazy stuff against ICE. Same thing with Alex Preddy, the odd loner, because I looked into him out in Minneapolis. You could see him in the video where he attacks the car. This guy is unhinged. This guy was unhinged. He lost his life. Renee Good, she was also lost her life for attacking ICE. She was running. Listen, she had issues too. She was running around North America from Canada here with her girlfriend or her wife. She abandoned her young kids. Bizarre life. Like when you really look under the headline, a bizarre life. Once again, I think all of them are taken advantage of by Democratic leadership, and they go out and they do. Believe me, I'm a big believer in personal responsibility, but you also shouldn't inspire people who have some type of issues to go out there and do dopey things, and then in the end get hurt, get arrested, and go to jail. So let's get back to Delaney Hall in Newark, New Jersey. It's Memorial Day, and I've heard the outrage. We've beat that like a dead horse. Like, how dare the governor and Andy Kim show up on Memorial Day? That's it's a very special day. That's not what our leadership should be doing. I totally agree with that. But I want to give you a different perspective, because that perspective has been hammered every day in the news, every headline. Most people have talked about how disgraceful it was for them to show up. But I'm going to explain to you why they showed up. And that's even worse, that they showed up on Memorial Day, which I'm going to explain to you. The other thing, this is an important fact people need to know. Governor Murphy in 2021 canceled and banned contracts between Homeland Security and all New Jersey state, county, and local jails. They were getting paid to hold illegals because they have a jail. Hey, we got an illegal. We got to process them, hold them. We'll be back to get them for the deportation, blah, blah, blah. New Jersey was actually making money on that. But Governor Murphy, like the good Democrat he is, he canceled all those contracts. So then they got to get a private contract to open up that center in Newark, the Delaney Center. So that's a little history everybody should know. And then everyone should know who's showing up at these things and organizing them. It's not like some person who loved Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and they're nanny and they're landscaper. No, these are organized groups. Resistencia in New Jersey, Eyes on ICE, the New Jersey Alliance for Immigrant Justice, First Friends of New Jersey and New York. These are all left-leaning. And don't be surprised if your tax dollars actually end up through some NGO or some nonprofit that end up in these groups. I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it, but many of them somehow start getting money from the U.S. taxpayer so they can protest against our federal agents who need to remove people who came in here illegally. America's got a little wacky the way the money is distributed. So anyway, the reason, and I think it's made up, but there was a hunger strike of 300 detainees in this facility. And there were maggots in the food, and there was medical neglect. And ICE has come out and said, it's all nonsense. There was no hunger strike. Everyone's eating. And life in the detention center is far nicer at Delaney Hall than conditions in any of the New Jersey jails. That's their statement. I tend to lean towards what they're saying, not what the people wearing the keffiyeh. The people are out there wearing the keffiyeh. That's what I see a lot of outside that detention center. And a keffiyeh, is what you saw the Columbia University students wearing. But now they're wearing the keffiyeh against ICE, which is kind of like a traditional Arab garb. And my instinct is when you see someone wearing a keffiyeh, my first reaction is that person could be violent. Most likely could be violent and is a Marxist malcontent. And they're not a sheikh anymore from Saudi Arabia. These are people that are looking for trouble when you're out there with the keffiyeh on at a protest. They're trouble. I think Antifa is actually switching up their costume because there's a lot of Antifa kids, and these are a lot of white college kids, malcontents from northeastern liberal arts colleges. It's also a lot of angry old white college educated. I don't want to call, they're not even hippies. They look like suburban older people out there, and then they got the young kooks causing the trouble. It's just useful idiots is what I like to refer to them as. But Jarrett, let's just play a clip of what a woman is screaming in the face of an ICE agent who I believe is a person of color.
That's what you are. You're a race traitor. You. How does it feel?
The demonstrators are demanding the facility be shut down and pointing.
I should have given us more of a clip on that, but the bottom line is she is in there calling this guy that he's raping people. The ICE agent is raping people in the detention center. He's should be shamed of his race. I mean, everyone knows how these people are lunatics. But this brings me back to the Governor Sherrill and Senator Andy Kim going there on Memorial Day. Obviously, it was bad optics for politics, but not really, not for them. They're really they like this crowd. They are with this crowd because they are being used for an end game, and that's what I want to explain to you. There were some other kooks here. Even Rob Menendez, the congressman, he's there. His dad, another corrupt New Jersey. Not him. His father was. I don't know what he's been up to, but the father had the gold bars. He was a senator forever. But let's get into why Andy Kim and Mikey Sherrill showed up on Memorial Day. And we all want to know what that day is for. It's for our fallen country, our fallen veterans or soldiers, and why they would show up on a day instead of going to a memorial service or a barbecue. Why would they show up this day in Newark at that ICE detention center with all those lunatics out there? Because it was intentional, it was deliberate, it was calculated, and that's why they did it. It wasn't like, oh, yeah, we should make an appearance there. No, they thought hard and well about what they were going to do that day. They're not that dumb. Though you might think, some people have that feeling, but this is strategic and deliberate and calculated. This is what they're telling you. And this is my opinion, what the governor and what Andy Kim are telling you. Trump is so evil. He's so bad. We will crap all over this American Memorial Day. We will crap all over it because we'll do anything to stop Trump. And matter of fact, they're telling you, your barbecue, you're going to watch this on the news tonight after your barbecue, but we don't care. You brought in Trump, and this is what you're going to get. It's not about the conditions in the detention hall or the illegals. This is crapping on America because you voted for Trump. That's number one. The other number two is Mikey and Andy are showing these radicals, we're with you. Because these socialist neo-Marxists and the Democratic Socialists are getting bigger and stronger in the party, and they need them. And when they show up there, when the governor and the senator show up, they're like, hey, we're with you. We're brothers in the bond. You provide the chaos and intimidate the electorate till we regain our power. It's a chaos strategy. There's no ideas or policies they can sell that people will buy. This is a policy that they have nothing they can sell the American people anymore. What they can sell them is chaos, and the chaos won't end until you give us back power. You think Mikey and Andy Kim would have these lunatics at their backyard memorial barbecue? No way. No way. That would never happen because they're dangerous, number one. They're out of control, but they need them. Number three, the governor and Andy Kim are telling you, as Democrats, we'll ruin everything. Your Memorial Day, anything you hold sacred is up for us to destroy if you don't give us what we want, and that's our power back. That's what that's what the Democratic Party and those two showing up, a governor and a U.S. senator with all those lunatics attacking federal ICE agents, that's what they're trying. They're shoving that down your throats. And it's not about the holiday. It's not about barbecues, and they disrespected the fall. They did all that, but it's bigger. That's the point I'm trying to make. It was a calculated move to disrespect tradition and apply pressure. The Dems believe, once again, you gave us Trump, therefore we have no choice but to weaponize everything to regain power. It's called coercive control. And it's now part of the Democratic Party. It's their strategy. Dems will destroy anything and everything to get their way, even Memorial Day. The Floyd riots, the COVID lockdowns, Trump's a Russian. This is all part of the same playbook. It's coercive control. I hate conspiracies. This is not a conspiracy. This is how they play the game now. That is their plan. Weak people, believe it or not, might and will capitulate to end the chaos. They will hand power back to the Democrats just to get peace. And that's where they've taken it. So if you see it, it's not just like, oh, how could they be so disrespectful on this holiday? This is planned and calculated. This is part of their playbook. You capitulate, it's coercive. And that's their game plan right now. And I want to give a shout out to the Epstein MAGA people focused on Epstein and the anti-Israel MAGA. Stop your nonsense. We got bigger fish to fry. With that, we're going to break.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending thousands. Audion Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98 with free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure. Clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Craving real barbecue? Head to Henry's Hots Barbecue in Folsom, New Jersey. Voted Best of South Jersey Barbecue for 14 years. Open Friday through Sunday from noon till 7. Featuring St. Louis-style ribs, beef brisket, burgers, and an all-you-can-eat buffet every Sunday. Dine inside, relax outside, grab takeout, or let Henry's Hots cater your next event with full-service catering. Find them at 1003 Black Horse Pike in Folsom or visit bestbbqsj.com. Henry's Hots Barbecue, real Texas-style barbecue done right. Tune in tonight starting at 7 p.m. for the Bob Pantano Saturday Night Dance Party. Live from Adelphia in Deptford, the Bob Pantano Saturday Night Dance Party is broadcast exclusively on 98.1 HD2 and Bob Pantano Dance Party Radio on the Odyssey app. Driven by Barlow Chevrolet.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. They still gave me a medal. I don't want a reward for doing. I want a reward for dominating. Like Daily Prize Match on Bet365. I play for free and win real rewards, like up to $5,000 in cash weekly. Unlike that joker in denim. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and the world's #1 expandable hose has gone ballistic. The brand new Pocket Hose Ballistic is here, and it's the hose I reach for every time. This brand new anti-burst sleeve uses an extraordinary new liquid crystal polymer used in bulletproof vests, tough enough to handle anything your outdoor tasks throw its way. And that's not all. The Pocket Hose Ballistic comes with even more upgrades like thicker washers that resist leaks and an enhanced UV coating so your hose looks brand new year after year. What could be better than that? How about not one, but 2 free gifts with your purchase? For a limited time, when you purchase a new Pocket Hose Ballistic, you'll get a free 360-degree rotating pocket pivot and a free thumb drive nozzle. Just text SUMMER to 64,000. That's SUMMER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. That's SUMMER to 64,000.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. And you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Welcome back to 1210 WPHT here in Philadelphia. This is Tom Azelby every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. I'm going to try to get back to Andy Kim after my interview with Joshua Klein from the Breitbart News Network, because I'm going to coach Andy Kim up a little bit. I'm going to tell the audience what I think Andy needs to do, and we're going to have some fun with that after I get through this very interesting interview with Joshua Klein from the Breitbart News Network. Joshua's got an interesting background. He's been with Breitbart since 2015, grew up in the Philadelphia area. As a young man, went over to Israel and decided to stay a while. He was supposed to go over for a year, and he stayed a while, went to school over there. He was in the IDF, and he's covered some great stuff in his career. So for what I found interesting talking to him was he was writing about the Ron DeSantis campaign. And believe me, Florida would not be the free state of Florida right now if a lot of if this Gilliam, I think the guy's name, he was an African-American, he was a rising Democratic star. Out of 8 million votes, Ron DeSantis only beat him by 32,000 votes. Florida would be completely different. And thanks to some of the reporting by Joshua and his brother, they pulled out a lot of stuff on this character who this Gilliam guy would be found a year after when he lost the election in a hotel room unconscious. 2 male prostitutes doing the right thing called the police to get him some help. But that guy nearly became the governor of Florida. And if Florida would have went through COVID with this guy, it would have been a nightmare. This would be the second California down here in Florida if it wasn't for DeSantis. But I know Joshua did some really good work on that. The Billy Bush, you know what? I'm going to bring him on because I want to talk to him. He just got back from Israel. I want to talk to him about take a temperature of what the feeling is over in Israel. And at the same time, he's very well versed on what's going on in the Iran war over there. But let me welcome him, Joshua Klein, to the show. Joshua, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Good to have you. You know, I know that, and I just want to do the Trump thing really quick. I know during the 2016 campaign when they were killing Trump from the audio from Billy Bush, and I always phrase it as the grab them by the kitty cat audio. When that happened, Trump was on the defense. Even he said, wow, this one's going to be a tough one. Tell me what Trump's offense was to kind of, a good offense, a good defense is a strong offense. And Trump went on the offense. Explain to the audience how he went on the offense when he walked into the debate room with Hillary that night.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. That was the whole strategy was exactly that Clinton's words were, Trump's words were not actions. They were just statements called locker room talk. But at the time, the difference was, was to show the bifurcation, how extreme, Bill Clinton's actions were actual rape. He was allegedly accused of raping, numerous women. Are we alive, by the way?
Yeah. Oh, yes, we are live. The audience is listening.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So going back to 2015, it was an unbelievable moment. It was actually October 7th, and I won't forget it because that's unfortunately a very infamous date. That's when the Billy Bush tape came out. That was a huge moment in the camp and the elections. At the time, if people remember, this goes back, obviously over 10 years ago, many in the Republican Party were even calling for Trump to resign. This was a pivotal moment. This could have been the end of his career. There was serious meetings within the campaign of how to strategize about this, how to move forward. Ultimately, I don't know if people remember, Trump put out, a video, I don't know if he was fully apologizing. He called, locker room talk, and, so on and so forth. And actually at that time, that Friday, I was actually working at Breitbart and still am at the time, and we were actually filming video tapes with live with many of the past accusers that accused Bill Clinton of, one of them, Juanita Broaddus specifically, of actual rape, and Paula Jones was there, Kathleen Willey.
Let me ask you, Joshua, the campaign, the Trump campaign, actually brought all the women who had accused Donald Trump. They brought in all the women who had accusations against Bill Clinton, and they put them in the audience during the debate. That was kind of like the counterbalance to the audio of what Trump said to Billy Bush. They lined them up in the audience. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, actually, first, before the debate itself, the entire media world was told that Trump was going to be making an announcement in this conference room. And there was probably about 5 people on the face of the planet that knew what was about to happen. A lot of people speculated that Trump was going to, announce that he was going to resign. And little did they know, there's a whole story of how he even got the women to the debate without the public knowing. There's tremendous backstories that we can't even get into. But at that table, there was a table with Trump to his right and left with Paula Jones, Juanita Broaddus. They all went through, and he said, he doubled down. He said, listen, I might have said, some, raw things. It was locker room talk. But, this is a man, Bill Clinton, he was talking about, and he's sitting there with Juanita Broaddus, all these, and they all go to the table and talk about how they were literally raped by this man, sexually abused by this man. But it wasn't just about him. It was about Hillary Clinton, who went and actually covered up his actions, intimidated people like Juanita Broaddus, who I know very well. She had cats that were killed. She had death threats. Unbelievable stuff that they put these women through. Hillary Clinton put them through to shut them up. And this, so it was a dichotomy, was to show this is 2 different radical worlds. You want to come at me and talk about, some, locker room talk. What standing do you have? Literally, what standing you have? So it was a pivotal moment. And that moment, during the debate itself, Trump was going to seat the women literally right next to Bill Clinton, because each candidate is giving a certain amount of tickets, which they can give to their family members. And there was a whole actual showdown between the Secret Service on both sides, what to do if that was going to happen. In the end, they were still about 50 feet apart. It was quite the moment. And it was actually brought up in the debate, too, and Hillary Clinton just completely shut down.
So this is what I want to say. We went down memory lane there, and people are probably like, oh, that's all the old muckraking or whatever. Listen, they have come after Trump so hard. The bottom line is politics is ugly. And when they tried to exploit that old audio tape, Trump went on the offense. And thank God he did, because that helped him beat Hillary. because when they come after you and you can expose the hypocrisy on their side, regardless if everything the women said was true, not true, whatever it was, it's irrelevant. No, it is relevant because there's a lot of information to back up what they said. But the bigger point is it was good that he did it. And the reason we're talking about it is because this is how, if you have to win, you got to fight back, or Trump would be in prison right now if he didn't have the medal that he had. With that, Joshua, I want to go to break. When we come back from break, we're going to talk about your trip, getting back from Israel, and we're going to take take the temperature on what you see going on in the Iran war right now. So let's go to break. We'll be back with Joshua Klein from Breitbart News Network.
Experience class.
I've got you.
Escape the ordinary.
Hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Join WPHT and Nick Hale in supporting the 39th annual Bend to the Shore Bike Tour, Sunday, July 26th. Ride 10, 30 miles, or 65 miles, or just make a donation. Visit bendtoshore.org and enter code NICK1210 to get $25 off the registration fee. That's shore.org, promo code NICK1210. The Bend to Shore Bike Tour provides financial relief for the families of fallen and critically injured first responders and is organized by Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation.
Looking to elevate your home with timeless beauty? At Suburban Marble and Granite, a proud veteran-owned business, craftsmanship meets premium quality. They source only the finest imported stone from around the world, perfect for kitchens, bathrooms, slab walls, outdoor spaces, and custom projects that truly stand out. From design to installation, their team delivers A+ service and stunning results every step of the way. Suburban Marble and Granite, endless possibilities, spectacular results. Visit suburbanmarble.com to get started today.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to 1210 WPHT. This is Tom Azelby with Joshua Klein from Breitbart News Network. Joshua, I like to call this segment, this is going to be rapid fire. And you're perfectly fit for this because we're going to talk about Iran. You just got back from Israel. So first question out of the box, Joshua. Tentative 60-day ceasefire. Your thoughts? Does it hold, or is this just more of a kind of a slow developing war? Went fast in the beginning, now slowed down. What do you think about the 60-day ceasefire?
I would say it's 50-50 that it happens. I would say that if it does happen, in my opinion, I would probably put it at about 90 to 99.9% that it will fail within some period of that 60 days.
Okay, next question. How easy is it to hide this enriched uranium? I hear that all the enriched uranium and I don't know if this is true, why I'm asking you, you could hide it in 25 fire extinguishers. So that is very hard to find, this enriched uranium. Tell us about, what do you know about the enriched uranium? Is it true that you could hide all this in 25 fire extinguishers?
Yes, they are held in these small caskets, actually even smaller than a fire extinguisher. They suspect that when you hear about this highly enriched uranium being under one of the sites that was hit, that's not 100% even of this highly enriched uranium. That's about 55% of it. So there actually is uncertainty even on where 45%, even that 55% is based off of satellite pictures, which could actually have been Iran and utilizing subterfuge and placing what you were talking about, these fire hydrants, which are held in these metal cylinders, whether that, like, there was a satellite picture taken right before the June 12-day war about a year ago. It was a day or two before that being moved in. So that's really where it's all based off of. And even if that is correct, that still, again, is only about 50 to 55% of it. So it's quite the feat to find all of it.
Yeah, so what I would think, and this will be like a two-part comment before I ask you to respond, is the military strategy to completely eliminate this nuclear threat would be that the people rose up and they handed over the fire extinguishers with the uranium, or you got to put boots on the ground. America's nowhere near that, and I can tell by the temperature of the American people on the right. No one's looking to do that. Do you think Iran it could go on, like I look at like a cancer in modern warfare, the way that we're fighting new wars compared to the way Obama and George Bush fought them with big land troops, that we're going to treat the certain countries like a blood cancer or kidney disease or diabetes or HIV, where we manage them and we contain them over a long period of time and then hit them with strikes and punish them as needed. Is that the future? Could that be the future with Iran? What do you think of that? That's just me making up my theory. Your comments.
Actually, your theory is very close to reality. That is the ultimate truth. First of all, in the history, I think, of general warfare, there really has not been too many examples of regime change by an adversary, totally by air, in a very short minute or less. It was an entire plan that was kind of scrapped by the president, who admitted it, which is fine. I don't have all the intelligence, but there was a plan to actually arm Kurdish figures from Iraq to move into Iran, other dissident groups within Iran. So there was plans in place, and there still probably can be, to arm a very significant segment of the society, because essentially, I mean, we all look back to how this war actually, this conflict started beforehand. Over 40,000 Iranians were mowed down, protesting peacefully. Yes. So, I mean, you could protest, but when you're going up, against the 50 caliber machine gun, that's a whole different world, and that's the state of where we're at. And so I think really to overthrow this, it's going to take not us being the boots on the ground, the Iranian dissidents, which have always said that they will be the boots on the ground, and they are never asking for U.S. boots or anything like that. They're just asking for support, and they'll take it from there. So there is people in place and plans in place, and we'll see how those move forward. And I think that is a direction that ultimately will make any regime change.
Got it. Next thing, let's go into, because one thing with America, I mean, we're a fickle people, and I don't, the gas prices, inflation. So, question to this is what I heard, and I believe it, that oil and gas global producers are now creating workarounds. So right now, even I think the oil has dropped down to I think it's around $88 a barrel, but I don't want to get into the numbers. The bottom line is businesses and countries, when there's a problem, it's like water. They go in a different direction. My guess is that within 6 months to 8 months, there'll be new pipelines. There'll be access through the Red Sea and the Mediterranean, Iraqi oil through Turkey. I think oil is going to come way down, regardless if everything stays the way it is right in Iran right now. These workarounds are coming, and oil will come down. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, first of all, yes, it actually already is. It's actually below 88, and it's actually dropped 20% in 1 month, was actually the highest percentage drop in over 6 years. That's first of all, as of Friday. Secondly, it's already actually happening, and the Strait of Hormuz might not become strategically that more significant in the next couple of years. Why the oil prices haven't gone to actually, President Trump thought he would, and so many other people have thought that the price would have been probably at close to $200 by now, and we're way below that, even below 88. But basically, there are pipelines that were very old that Saudi Arabia had. It's called the East-West Pipeline that actually completely bypasses the Strait of Hormuz and goes to the Red Sea, which is about 50% of the capacity that they're utilizing. They're trying to double that flow. So is the UAE. So it's already happening. It's literally happening. And then also in America too, where actually Trump has brought it up many times, of all these ships lining up in Louisiana, Texas, Alaska, coming over here to pick up oil. It's actually only a few extra days longer than going through the Strait of Hormuz. So, yes, there's going to be a strategic realignment of the flow of oil energy going forward, and which is great because that will really isolate Iran and its ability to hold the world hostage.
Next question. Let's go to China. Basically, Trump was just over in China. China and Iran. Do you think China is going to be an asset to help us with Iran, or they're just going to still play their kind of sneaky, dastardly deeds behind the scene? What's your take on that?
Well, they're definitely not doing anything to help us. That's for sure. Everything is to help them, and they see us as a, beyond a strategic adversary. So Iran actually, there were reports of Iran shipping precursor chemicals to make missiles and other, weaponry. So Iran basically kind of sees this the way that the U.S. involvement with the Russia-Ukraine war of kind of trying to bleed, an enemy through, attrition. Yeah. So that's on the one hand. And on the other hand, actually, China does depend on, it's about 8 to 11% of its oil imports do come from these illicit sales from Iran. So they're dependent, but not to such a crazy extreme, but on other aspects of it. So it's a balancing act, and it's all within self-interest, their self-interest. Trust me, it is not to help America, in any sort of way.
No, absolutely not. They are the enemy. There's no doubt about it. China is not looking out for our interests. They're only looking out for their own. Next question. How does, with the U.S. and Israel intelligence, their military, Israel is now a global military power, as is the U.S., and the world's going to have to come to terms with that. Israel is a global military power, and between the U.S. and Israel, they could, even if everything kind of stays in this contained mode, like we were talking about, like they're a cancer, it appears the U.S. and Israel can decide to kill hardliners in the IRGC, the mullah leadership, from time to time, whenever they find them. And I know you have a background in the IDF. Is it hard for them to, these players, these vicious players in Iran, can they ever get back to normal, or is there a drone flying over their head? What's your take on that with your background?
From my background, that I have friends that also work with units called, something called Unit 8200, which is kind of the equivalent of the NSA here, which actually provides America with tremendous amounts of intelligence. There's beyond drones, I mean, they have agents on the ground. They have Iranian assets. I mean, they have eyes and ears on everything that is going on there. Actually, it came out that the strike that originally commenced the operation on February 28th, when they killed the original Ayatollah and almost about 40 to 50 of the senior leadership in the first 1 minute of this campaign, which I've spoken with major people such as John Spencer, who is Major General and head of the West Point counterterrorism program, subterranean warfare. He actually compared that. He said he was at a loss of words for that original operation that literally took out, that commenced this war and took out 40 men. He said it would be the equivalent of taking out, Hitler, Goebbels, and the entire, German, high
the
authority
Third Reich
in the first minute. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's historic stuff. So yeah,
I got to go to break. I got to go to break, but hold on, Joshua. I got one last question. We got to do it real quick, and then we got to go to break. And so, what is the mood? You're just back from Israel. What's the mood on the ground politically in Israel? How are the people feeling there? What's your take since your return from Israel? What's your take with the people?
Yeah, I mean, they've been through quite a roller coaster. I mean, this goes back for them. I mean, you have to remember since, prior to even October 7th. So this is like 3 years now of a society that's been, in a state of war, basically. And by the way, Israel's economy actually grew at 3.1% last year, which is higher than the general OECD. But that's another topic. But yeah, the temperature in Israel is actually kind of interesting. Just in 30 seconds, there's actually going to be an election coming up in the next few months. So, I mean, beyond just the exhaustion from the war, the uncertainty, there's a lot of uncertainty. And then there's just, I think it's just complete exhaustion. I spoke to people over there on the ground and they just seemed exhausted and just want this to be over with.
That makes sense. Exhaustion. I get it. We got to go to break. Joshua Klein from Breitbart News Network. Joshua, this is great information. Love to have you back. Let's go to break.
Chuck McDowell here with Red Pocket Mobile. How long have you been stuck with the same phone plan? 2 years? 5? 10? Are you tired of surprise fees and confusing bills that never match what you thought you were paying? Cut the nonsense.
Right now at redpocket.com, new and existing customers adding a line can get our premium 5G plan for just $5 a month. That's only $60 a year.
And here's the kicker. Red Pocket Mobile gives you access to all 3 5G networks. You pick the one that works best where you live or work, or switch anytime for better coverage. And with Red Pocket, you keep your phone and your number. Why in the world would you not switch? Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Celebrate Memorial Day with big savings from Red Pocket Mobile. Right now, new and existing customers can get our premium 5G plan for just $5 a month. Just $60 a year and choose from all 3 major 5G networks with one locked-in low price at redpocket.com. That's redpocket.com. redpocket.com.
It's the final seconds of the match and the world is watching. He's lining up the shot. The crowd is on their feet. Whoa, wait, that's not the goal. That's a gas line. Ooh, red card. Before you dig in your yard, make the smart play and call 811 to have underground utility lines marked. Contact 811 before you dig, because hitting a gas line is definitely a penalty. Visit PA1call.org.
It's that time of year to address some of those nagging projects around the house you've been putting off. If replacing your home's old, drafty windows and doors is on your to-do list, then you need to call my good friends at Guida Door and Window. Guida will help you get your project started with 20% off all windows and doors and letting you start your project today with no money out of pocket. And once your new high-quality windows and doors have been expertly installed, you'll have up to 3 full years to pay them off interest-free. So you'll be able to start enjoying all the benefits of new energy-efficient windows and doors, including increased comfort level of your home and lowered monthly energy bills, while having the luxury of paying off your project interest-free for up to 36 months. This offer is for a limited time only. Restrictions apply. For full details, call Guida today to schedule a free, no-obligation in-home estimate at 877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines.
These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Hey, Westchester. We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Welcome back to 1210 WPHT, the Tom Azelby Show, every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. I just did rapid fire questions with Joshua Klein from the Breitbart News Network. Now you're going to get rapid fire commentary as we wrap up the show. And I got a few things I want to talk about before I let you go. Andy Kim, I was talking about him and the governor, Mikey Sherrill, showing up at the Memorial Day protest at the ICE Center, Delaney in Newark, and what a disaster that was. And I want to have a little fun with Andy Kim right now. And, he got into the scrum. He ran out into the middle of the scrum because the ICE agents were trying to move their trucks. He goes out like a giant hero to try to tell the protesters to stay to one side and let the truck go through. And he ends up getting hit with pepper spray. This is what I heard. Allegedly, both ICE and the rabid protesters were yelling that for someone to get the chubby Asian woman the hell out of the way. And there is a recording, allegedly, of an ICE agent saying, get the fat woman in the ill-fitting suit out of the way. These are just some of the rumors that I heard. But I think what's going on here with Andy Kim is that is a guy that really needs to go get that low T. You hear all the commercials. He's like morphing into like this, like a little effeminate puffball. And in the end, the optics for him were so bad. In the end, he's getting his eyes washed out from pepper spray. When he went out to do all that heroics, then he's got his female aide washing the water out of his eyes. He just did not look good. And me saying that he has low testosterone or low T and he needs to go get whatever they shoot you up with now, I'm kind of not kidding. Or he should at least get into the weight room and stay away from the machine, barbells and dumbbells. That guy's got to man up a little bit. That was not a good look. If I was coaching him, and listen, I'm on the radio. If he ever wants my services, they hire consultants like that. I could definitely help that guy. I can't fix his brain and what he thinks, and he's a Democrat, but I can help him present himself better. But a guy looking like him, he ain't bringing back young black voters. He's not bringing back Hispanic voters. Suburban women, which they lost with Kamala. Women like attractive men. They're not fantasizing about Andy Kim. I can assure you of that. But the bottom line, it does not look good. Probably go get some TRT shots because he did not look good at all out there. And he used to never annoy me because he's just kind of a guy. Like, I don't even know how he became senator. But now when I saw those actions, never mind cleaning up the floor after January 6th, he was in the rotunda. Someone took a picture, once again, ill-fitting suit with a mask on his knees, like cleaning up like your mom did after you made a mess. Very embarrassing. Definitely needs some coaching. Next subject, the New Jersey. We got the primary coming up on Tuesday. 4 people running in the primary on the Republican side. The bottom line is none of them have a chance against Cory Booker. None of them have a chance unless something crazy happened. I don't know. He was doing. I don't know. I can't even imagine what could knock Cory Booker out. I think it's like a 95% on the poly markets. It's just not happening. They're honorable men that they're putting their hats in the ring. Maybe they'll build their own brand to help with Republican issues in the state. So I do give them credit for that. The only way New Jersey will go back to a Republican if it's some crazy wild figure, a billionaire like Trump, an outside crazy Spencer Pratt type, a sports legend, a Dominican MMA champ, a crazy rich Indian entrepreneur who owns every Dunkin' Donuts in New Jersey, hates taxes. It's really going to have to be someone outside the box, or there has to be a monumental crisis or catastrophe in New Jersey to change the direction of this state. It is blue, deep, deep blue. Republicans got to think outside the box to get a candidate that actually could put up a fight. Here's the next thing I have, the Democratic Senate race. Ken Paxton won. That was Trump's endorsement. He beat Cornyn by 28 points. All the corporate country club elites, go with Cornyn. No, wrong. Cornyn didn't have a chance against this guy, Tallarico, who's kind of a little bit of a religious he's a little bit weird. He looks weird. He acts weird. And this is what I found really weird. He's kind of got a old cartoonish look. I'm really hitting on people's physicality today, but who cares? We didn't know who his girlfriend was. For 8 months, he's been running one of the biggest state races in the country. No one knows who his girlfriend. Believe me, a lot's going to come out about her. It's going to get real interesting. I see a win in Texas by Paxton, regardless of his past troubles. Great having you. We'll see you next weekend, or you can listen to me Tuesday and Wednesday doing the 3 to 6 slot. See you then. Have a great weekend.
Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Dr. Anthony Fauci. 6 years later, millions of people are dead, trillions of dollars were spent, our civil liberties were shredded by mandates and lockdowns. The man at the center of it all has never faced a single consequence. He's a doctor. He only wants to do what's best for you. Doctors have egos. Doctors like to make a lot of money. And when you've been in charge of whatever you've been in charge of going back almost 4 decades, you start to walk around like your you-know-what doesn't stink, and anybody that questions you is beneath you. Remember the arrogance of this guy?
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922.